All right, so it says that we are live.
Oh my God.
And if you were seeing this, we were already dead.
Yeah, no, we recorded this in the event of our own demise.
That's right. We're going live in terms of we're just putting the video on, but we are long dead.
Oh man, is John Cho going to tell us how to get out of this situation? What's that movie about?
He's trying to find his kidnapped daughter, something.
Yeah. Is there no ghost in that?
No, but dude, for a second, it takes a paranormal turn, and well, it's what I thought was a paranormal turn, and it's not.
Did you see the screen and just think he was trapped in the computer? Okay. So,
Actually, to be fair, that was about devil worshippers.
you can get FaceTime on a laptop now and stuff like that.
Oh no, they stole his soul.
All right, but here's the deal, gang. For you tuning in now live, which is cool. We're doing this at random just to see what the hell is going to go on if we do more of these. So this is what it is, as the title tells you. It's the December mailbag. We're doing it live, but also you will be able to tune in after the fact. This will post to our YouTube channel.
Sure.
So we're going to do this. It's going to be a little like you're just watching us in the studio. We're already having a bunch of people chiming in on the chat, which is awesome. But we have some letters, so we're going to read them out.
Before we get started on that, in the chat room, please, ASL.
Yeah. This is 18. It's an 18 plus live stream.
ASL, everyone.
And what is the tip threshold for me to take my shirt off? I forget.
I don't think we're at that just
we
yet.
have not gotten the appropriate tokens. Do not give in.
For that? Oh, come on. That's like another $5. It's another $5. No. It's another $5.
Got to show your Patreon receipts. By the way, if you don't know, patreon.com/WeHateMovies. We got a bunch of extra content up there.
Somebody says 31 Mail USA. That's good enough for me.
That's excellent.
So this is the mailbag. We're going to try to keep it to a bit of a half hour here. So let's start with that first letter. Steve Sadak, take us away on the inaugural live WHM Mailbag.
I like that idea. This is Standard Grandma.
What? Standard Grandma. My grandma was automatic.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to read. I had a mic stand in front of me. Stranded Grandma, which sounds like something.
Okay.
All right. You want to get your grandma. You want to soup her up with the
deluxe model of grandma. That thing comes with two, not one crocheted blankets.
Yeah, dude, get that in the army, a standard issue grandma.
Oh, that grandma right there. That's a whole lot of grandma.
Hello, WHM. I have an awkward Christmas story to share. There's no diarrhea in it or anything.
Right,
well, tear it up.
Yep, skip to the next one.
Or anything like that. So please check your expectations before reading further.
All right.
About 15 or so years ago, my parents, my brother, and I went to my uncle's house for Christmas Eve dinner. He lived about 25 miles away, so the drive was just long enough to be annoying. Once we got there, I headed downstairs to watch TV with my cousin. After a while, she asked if I wanted to go somewhere and get stoned. Cool cousin.
I like that, dude. I never had a cool cousin in that way.
No, I don't. Being stoned around family is not something I'm super into. Like, it's just not relaxing to me.
I also don't like being in public, and I don't like to do it illegally either.
No, totally not.
Sounds like I found myself in a room full of prudes.
We ended up walking.
How many grandmas are you getting stoned with? By the way?
Only like 2.
Dude, that's the email I want. Is hi grandma.
We might get there. We ended up walking a bit down the street and smoked a joint between 2 nearby houses. I got way higher than was comfortable. When we got back, we watched TV until dinner was ready. Holy shit, this is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yikes, man. That's a lot of stoned grandma.
We went upstairs to eat, did some present exchanging. Man, getting presents. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, look at this, man. It sucks.
I love olive oil.
Soon after that, it was time to leave. I remember being proud of myself for being able to maintain a sense of normalcy throughout the night, despite how I felt. As I was getting ready to go, my grandma asked me to help load the presents into her car before I left. I carried her bags out into the street, loaded them into the car, and I went back to say my goodbyes. My family and I went home about 35 minutes later. As I was walking out the front door, I put my hands in my pockets because it was cold out.
It's a long-ass email with a lot of details I don't need.
The hands were in the pocket.
In the pocket.
Yes. Okay, all right. So is
it was cold
clear on that?
And the grandmother is standard issue. Remember,
yes.
that's 5'3", gray hair, glasses, a little bit Italian.
The usual.
I felt something as I put my right hand in my hoodie pocket. I felt something I didn't realize. recognize.
Uh-oh.
I took them out and said, "Oh shit, it was my grandma's keys. I forgot to give them back." I told my parents that I still had them, and I said, "It's no big. I'll just drive back and return them." By the way, stone driving is drunk driving. My
That's
mom,
right. And stop giving a bad name to all the people that want the legalization for your stone driving.
my mom stopped, turned around faster than I'd ever seen her before, and screamed in my face, "You're not fucking driving anywhere."
Uh-oh, looks like the jig is up, standard grandma.
Apparently, I hadn't done as great of a job as I thought hiding how stoned I was. Obviously. It's cool. I'll just drive back to grandma's later.
Look at the lights. Look at the lights.
I'm going to go drive to grandma's, do some personal banking.
A couple of really important business decisions.
My parents made my brother drive back, which he wasn't too happy about. He also wasn't very happy that he didn't have enough gas to make the trip. We had to stop to fill on the way. I suspect that he wasn't happy that I didn't have any money on me, so he had to pay for gas.
I'm sorry, man.
We finally got there after a ride of complete silence, and I headed back to my uncle's house. As soon as I opened the door, everyone turned to look at me in unison.
No.
Did a sarcastic slow clap. Man.
Oh, fuck. This is humiliation on the holidays.
Everyone was laughing except my grandma, who wanted to be home well over an hour ago because she was tired and didn't want to drive in the dark. I walked in and handed the keys to her.
By the way, that is a standard grandma.
Walked in, handed her keys, said nothing, and got out as fast as I could. Then my brother drove me home. Again, a 35-minute ride of complete silence. Thanks for reading, Kyle.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Didn't even get like a Wilco record going, maybe?
Yeah.
You gotta. That's the thing, Kevin. You gotta turn on the radio in those
Something,
situations.
please.
Anything.
I have a pen. Oh.
What are you taking notes?
Yes, I'm writing down the next model of grandma we're discussing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, not something. First of all, no one knows if I've ever done marijuana. That's
It'll be a forever mystery.
Unconfirmed, but never ever when I knew that I was. I mean, actually, that's not true. One time, a friend of mine, we were going to his graduation party, his high school graduation. So I guess that's sort of legal. No, not at all. And we drove in, and we were like, "Oh, cool, man. Let's have a little something on the way." And we did have a little something on the way. And again, similar situation. I go into this graduation party. It's family, it's friends, old people, young people, all around.
Bunch of standard grandmas.
A lot of standard grandmas. We're in a nice Italian restaurant. We have a nice. I think I'm killing it. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, that's the thing you always do. You always like, I am fucking acing this high situation.
And my friend, we wound up having a little after party afterwards, and I'm like, that's done, and I'm getting back to normal at this point. And then his mom, I think someone was going outside to smoke a cigarette, and they were like, "Steve, do you want one?" And at the time, I didn't smoke, and I said, "Oh no, I don't smoke." And then his mom turns to me and she goes, "Cigarettes?" And I was like,
"Oh, you're finished."
Yeah, the cigarettes really. I mean, it was a big laugh. She was a cool lady.
That's awful.
That was terrible. Congratulations, Eric.
Some
of us are trying to perform comedy here.
I don't know if anyone can see it, but
no, you definitely can see it. No, it says help.
Yeah, it's a funny bit.
You know what? It was pretty funny. Yeah, that never works. There was one time I came home from like a high school party, and it was like it was rough. It was really obvious.
Yes.
And I decided to sit down. Because my thing was like, oh, dad is in the living room watching television. He would be suspicious if I just went upstairs and went to bed quietly. Better sit on the couch and hang with him for a little bit so he doesn't suspect anything's up.
No.
And he's watching like fucking Rooster Cogburn or some shit. And I am just, it was either Rooster Cogburn or the first movie that the Coen brothers remade.
True Grit.
True Grit.
Yeah.
Rooster Cogburn is the sequel. I was laughing at John Wayne having an eye patch in one of those movies, and my father's a trained professional in this situation, and there's no way I was pulling the wool over his eyes. But then, like, I went to bed just like, got it.
Yeah, just nailed it.
I will say one of my first times visiting my my in-laws.
Sure.
Oh.
I was about to have dinner with them. I was like, okay, I'm just like, oh God, this is like a long conversation. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I was like, all right, I'm going to.
It's a terrible idea.
So I go outside, I smoke a little bit, and then I come in and then like I'm halfway, like I'm acting normal as far as I know.
As far as you know.
I'm not, spouting off anything.
Sure.
But then all of a
Yet.
sudden, like my mother-in-law just like tilts her head up and goes like this
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
It's
what
like
is that,
a-
like giving a whiff?
It's like a dinosaur
and says,
from like a Jurassic Park.
From like a Jurassic Park.
Like a raptor coming
Yeah,
in.
dude,
there.
that
It's
is like
a
a raptor.
standard dino movie.
with a
man.
huge smile and like in the friendliest tone you could ever imagine, just says, "Are you stoned?"
Eat shit, Cabin.
Drove you to jail that night.
Yes.
Also, by the way, all the preceding stories, the participants were no older than 17 years old.
Yes.
Just an FYI.
Oh, come on.
That's,
And I don't have one because I obey the law.
that's
All
right.
the time. Yes, of
Mhm.
course.
Wow, congratulations.
Oh, sorry, I don't know if I said it was Kyle from San Jose, California.
There you go.
Thank you, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Christopher Cabin, let's get on with the next one.
I feel bad taking this from Siska. A Star Wars fan story.
All right.
Hey guys, when I first discovered your podcast, it was in 2015 when I was looking for reviews of The Force Awakens, and I've been a loyal listener to you ever since.
Did you pronounce it podcast?
Podcast.
Totally said podcast.
like we did the
Yeah.
standard grandma. Now we got the
Hey, Dad, come on here with the microphone. We're going to do a podcast.
It's
when
just
I talked to my dad.
I'm talking to my dad on a podcast.
No, it's
You get that microphone away from my dad.
I thought that would be more like a cat podcast.
I mean, that's true. Also, podcast would be good. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
thinking a podcast could be reviewing all the different ways Pa Kent has died in
Oh.
film and in literature.
So top 10 is
Yeah.
killed by a tornado, which is
Yes.
hilarious.
Then
What
there's
else
the,
do we have?
the Glenn Ford heart attack.
Oh, right.
Oh,
But that would have to be like a limited, like a slow burn series.
Oh
Like,
yeah, you gotta go interview all the creators. Anyways, I do like the idea of a podcast. though.
yes.
In honor of your Patreon exclusive episode on Star Wars, I thought I might share my weird and creepy story about weird and creepy Star Wars fanboys.
All right. You know what? You sent this email to the right place.
That is a 2-hour and 51-minute episode of Star Wars on patreon.com/wehatemovies.
Sounds like a great
shit.
bargain.
Before Revenge of the Sith came out, my friend and I were 16 and 18 years old.
Oh, congratulations!
Oh, wow.
Having been big Star Wars fangirls since childhood, we thought it would be a great idea to go to a local convention in Germany and just geek out. Wow. That day, we thought we'd have lots of fun with fellow fans, but we thought wrong. It was an all-around miserable experience.
That
That checks out,
Listen,
by the
every
way.
time you think you're going to have fun in a room full of a bunch of fans, you thought wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Every time.
With the con being filled with people who apparently all knew each other. Nobody wanted to talk to us for being new fans, quote unquote.
Ugh.
Trying to mingle with the cool old heads.
What is that? You're going to a fan convention.
Dude, because it's these fucking gatekeepers,
Yes,
man.
the
Yeah.
credentialing of all of it.
Hashtag not my. Fuck you. You don't fucking own anything, you piece of shit.
That's true.
Kind of disenchanted, we ended up at the con's very own cantina where we sat down to mope and drink something.
Well, if
Goddamn
you're going
right.
to mope and drink, no better place than something calling itself a cantina.
That's when I noticed a guy dressed like a pig guard from Jabba's palace next to us.
Oh no, that was just me. I was
Oh,
just,
Steve.
that was in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
T-shirt, just a regular T-shirt.
It was a T-shirt that said "pig guard" across it.
I
Actually,
think they're Gamorrean guards.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you'd know.
Someone in chat will correct me.
So the pig guard from Jabba's next to us. It was a pretty cool cosplay, I have to admit.
Sure.
This is good, Steve. You did good work.
Hey, that guy looks like a real pig.
Hey, Mo, let me get a picture with that guy.
It'll be great for the podcast.
Oh, that's that kid from Jabba's.
The kid from Jabba's.
This is camera, by the
Yeah, I
way.
think it-
Yeah.
This is
Well,
camera.
it was 2000.
Oh, nice, dude. Nice
It
visuals.
was 2003. It definitely needed like a digital camera. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. So, like one of those ones they fit in your keychain. It was
Yes.
like a fucking 2 megapixel camera.
The guy had the physique to pull it off.
Oh, man.
And he had fashioned a
Yeah, he
latex mask and headpiece that looked well made with green body paint all over him.
Cabin pause. Someone in the chat. This is Casey Aiken confirms Eric is correct. They are Gamorreans.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
there
Thank you,
go.
Casey. Thank
What's
you
the
for
deal with that
fact check.
fat guy that weeps over the Rancor?
The Rancor Keeper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just some
Fred.
dude.
Like, just some dudes. Just
I
Fred the
think-
Rancor Keeper.
I think I have an entry on him that we might do on an upcoming potential Shide show
Ooh.
on Patreon.
I
oh
like that.
shit! Subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah.
By the way, give us 5 standard grandmas on iTunes.
Well, one time, Pa came home and he was in no mood for anything. Welcome back to the podcast.
And he just died.
He just died right there on the kitchen floor.
Oh, this is the series finale of podcast. He dropped dead on the kitchen floor.
I asked him if I
So
could
stupid.
take a photo, and he grunted yes.
Mhm.
When I was done, he insulted my own costume. What are you, some kind of fan character?
What? They're all fucking fan
Yeah.
characters. You fat idiot.
I was dressed like I'm gonna butcher this.
Leak.
Twi'lek Jedi Isla Sakura.
Hey, if you say so.
Is that correct?
I know Twi'lek. I don't know this particular character, but it's probably like Clone Wars era, which I wasn't familiar with. So
All right, so chalk that up to who cares. Moving on.
someone in the chat can talk about it.
Where you look like not gonna say that word.
Just say it because it's this character and this guy's a fucking asshole. So say it.
You look like I mean, like the audacity of an overweight man dressed like a
Half
pig.
naked, by the way. Those guards are not like in huge amounts of clothing.
look at this girl. I'm gonna fucking take it to her. Hey, you look like a slut, and this is coming from a pig man talking.
Now take the picture. Take the picture now.
Oh, you'll take a picture. It's gonna cost you.
What a fucking
This is
asshole!
Horrific. Yeah, what a piece of shit.
Said the pig and laughed. His friends chuckled.
Said the pig.
Taking it back, we walked off to hang somewhere else. We agreed the people at the con had been assholes, and we never ever went again.
Good
Guys,
idea.
By the way, remind me the next time I'm in Germany to avoid all fan conventions.
That seems like a good idea.
Mhm.
Years later, in 2015, we wanted to see The Force Awakens at the midnight premiere in our town. When we arrived at the lobby, we saw a bunch of ponytailed men
Yeah, you did.
wearing Star Wars shirts and chatting. By the way, I saw Force Awakens at midnight in Germany.
Oh, wow.
Oh, little rich boy. over
The
there.
one movie theater in Germany. You guys
Yes,
must have
the
been
one
there.
that it was only one. Shirts and chatting, but there was someone else, the pig guard.
Oh, that's one of my favorite Jack Nicholson movies, The Pig Guard.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Sean Penn directed it.
I immediately recognized the self-made costume. He had put on some more weight, but it was
what a
obvious
shock.
it was him. I gasped and pointed it out to my friends. We all stared at Pig Guard, talking about what happened 10 years ago and how weird it was to see him
By
again
the way,
out of nowhere.
dressing as a pig guard for 10 years.
You know what, dude? That's the thing that these people have to go to costumes. Like, you know what you fit
Yeah.
in, you know what you own.
You want to nerd out, do it once or twice, but the fact that you're going through huge stages of your life dressed as the pig guard.
He's a dedicated performance artist. Look like a pig, dress like a pig, and want to be pig characters in fantasy. When one of his friends overheard it, he came over to us and asked us if we were looking for the bathroom because this is the line for Star Wars.
Oh my God.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
is the line for Star Wars.
Dude, this dude sucks. I hope he's dead.
We told him we were
Probably
aware.
is. He saw
And-
The Last Jedi and shit himself.
His fucking asshole fell out of his body.
And that we had tickets. He rolled his eyes and said, "Okay, just don't shriek too much. Our fan club is present and we want to enjoy it."
Dude, please let this letter end with at the end of The Force Awakens, they all got up and committed suicide in front of the screen.
Oh man, that'd be amazing.
Later during the movie, the guys started heckling. Basically, every time Finn and Rey had a moment together, one of the pig guard gang yelled, "Gay!"
Why? What in the
Or
world?
made fart noises?
Oh, also pretty. You know what, man? When in public, if you want to really get someone good, resort to fart noises.
You know, half of that whole sentence is just scaring me right now because that's half of what's on YouTube.
That is- it's true.
really
That
going
is why,
against
by the
grain.
way, that is why we are branching out into YouTube to fucking clean this place up a little bit.
Yeah,
Right.
make sure it's going to be on the what's next after this video's done.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like, you know what? I mean, like, doing some math here. That guy's got to be in his like early to mid 30s at this point, yelling "gay" at a movie. Come on, grow up
Yeah.
and shut up.
Well, that's what intimacy is,
Mhm.
Steve. Gay.
Where's the part with the suicide? Get to it.
I'm working on it. I started building up more and more rage, knowing Pig and his merry band of fuckfaces were about to ruin The Force Awakens for me,
I love the writing in this email.
just
by the
like
way.
they ruined my con experience 10 years ago. I was about to get up and scream at the fuckers when suddenly some other guy got up and went up to them. He grabbed Pigguard by the shoulder and hissed, "If you make one more noise, I will beat the shit out of you."
Shit, was it Simon Pegg?
Oh, maybe. That helped, and we had a great movie experience from that moment on.
That's awesome.
Man, what if it was Peter Mayhew? He was just in Germany and he just grabs you with that huge paw.
Oh,
Oh wow,
man.
dude, I'd shit my pants.
Exactly.
I'd also
Dream come
never go
true.
to the movies again.
Peter Mayhew said he was going to beat me up.
Oh no!
I'm sure he's very nice.
When we were leaving the theater, I caught one last glimpse at Pigguard. I now knew as my nemesis. I am sure we'll meet again in a galaxy far, far away. I just know he'll come to the next Star Wars movie premiere, and then I will spill my drink on him. Happy
Oh.
holidays and Merry Sithmas from Germany, SJ.
SJ.
That's
All
a good
right.
move, SJ. Get that pig wet.
No, he's
Yeah.
he definitely died when he saw Last Jedi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that-
is true.
Last Jedi, dude, it was it. Like when Luke just became the Force and the fucking cloak fell.
Yeah.
That dude's like skeleton fell out of his asshole, and that dude was dead immediately.
No, I think he died on the toilet sometime thereafter.
Oh,
Like, it was
dude,
just
that should be his
rage brewing a little bit.
His Animal House epilogue. There's just a picture of him frozen, and it's just like Pigguard fucking died on the toilet.
He's on the toilet taking that death shit, and he splits in half and falls over like Snoke.
Yes.
I was gonna say he probably set his house on fire when he heard about Jyn Erso.
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah, maybe they didn't even make it to Last Jedi. He got to fucking Rogue One, and that was the end of it. All right, Eric.
Yes, Wayne Gretzky, leading man material.
The great one.
Hello, we hate movies. That's us.
Mhm.
Hey,
That
that's
is
us.
Hey,
Eric, did you know that we're them? we're the people.
Wait, where's this again? You've asked for Christmas stories, of course, of which I have none. No,
Oh,
that's not even
all
what
right.
they wrote there. Of which I have none.
you're just putting words in people's mouths.
I've never read or written.
By the way, dude, we are on the
live.
air.
You
And
can't
this is
edit it.
live.
Yeah, that's it. It is what it is.
I can edit out your fumbles no more.
But given that we're well into the regular NHL season and my favorite team, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right.
Got some Rangers.
You gonna get
fans in
angry?
here.
No, dude, you know what? 06 hockey, it's totally fine.
Okay.
Are playing extremely well for once. I thought I'd share a fun story about my hometown where hockey and Hollywood collided.
Oh shit, that's
Almost.
Ooh, yeah, you gotta give him time for that dramatic pause.
that's a tagline, dude.
Almost.
Oh, the whole thing, but yeah, almost was a part of it, I guess.
I grew up in northeastern Ontario. Almost. And for a few years lived in a place called Timmins.
Okay.
It's not known for much besides epic sinkholes, epic racism, and being the home of Shania Twain.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Almost.
Dun, 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 dun.
Is that a Shania Twain song?
Mhm,
Yes,
yes.
it is.
I feel like I'm sinking. Because of the single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another pseudo famous resident was my former priest, Father Les Costello. He
Ooh,
was
Man, let me tell you, usually priests being famous, it's for one thing.
I got a famous priest in my past.
Let's read on.
Mhm.
he was flamboyant and kind priest. He was a flamboyant and kind priest.
Uh-huh.
Almost like the sauce, and was apparently a few tall glasses of water here and there.
Wow.
I sang in his choir, and for a few years, and he'd actually been my mom's priest when she was a teen as well. Before that, he played briefly in the NHL.
Wow.
Which I think that's like a law in Canada, kind of like in Israel, you have to serve in the army.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Like you have to do a couple of seasons in the NHL if you're Canadian.
NHL.
Oh, did I allow you for a beer break there?
Almost.
The NHL, the IRF, the same difference.
Spending 2 years with the Leafs, including one rare Stanley Cup year.
Wow.
It was his actions afterwards that allegedly caught the eye of Hollywood. I'm sure this is going somewhere dark. But in the 60s, Costello formed a charity hockey team known as the Flying Fathers.
What?
It's an exhibition hockey team consisting of Catholic priests.
Yeah, there is a movie here.
Mhm.
They'd have raucous games that were highly entertaining and raised lots of funds for good causes, touring North America and Europe, where they caught the attention of the Pope.
How about that, dude? The pontiff himself.
He excommunicated them all.
Oh man, do they just do like a choir version of the Globetrotters theme?
And they always play like the same like devil team.
Yes.
That they keep dunking on.
I would go to this exhibition hockey match, by the way.
Also, not for nothing, if you want to play in front of a Pope, you want it to be JP2. You know
Yeah,
what I
that
mean?
was
Oh,
the
Just
Pope.
like
That
they
was
have the
Pope.
honor of doing in Sister Act 1.
Exactly.
That was the only Pope that mattered.
Exactly.
Him and the Crusades guys. For months, for more than 4 decades.
Okay.
Is how long they played with this hockey league.
Right.
This is where I can't emphasize the word allegedly enough. Word had it in 1987, Francis Ford Coppola approaches Costello and the Fathers to make a movie about the team and wanted to use the movie as a vehicle for Wayne Gretzky to launch his acting career.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yes, with Gretzky playing the role of Father Costello.
Shit.
The project allegedly never got off the ground because Gretzky couldn't act his way out of a lunchbox.
Yeah,
That's
about
true.
right.
That's actually true.
That
down,
makes
in,
sense.
down in the United States, we call that a paper bag.
See his performance in, I think it's the second Mighty Ducks film.
No, we just call that shacking.
Well, she's Canadian, so wouldn't it be milk bag? He couldn't act his way out of a milk bag.
Right.
Milk.
Bags of
They,
milk.
they drink bagged milk.
In grade school, we had bags of milk.
Oh,
It
really?
was a little plastic sack, and you punctured it with
you
a
guys,
straw.
You guys were really north.
We were pretty close to Canada.
Pretty close to the wall there.
All right, where was I?
Did somebody say
No,
wall?
no.
I'll go back in my box. Sorry.
If only. But it was on that trip to Hollywood where he allegedly connected
Trip to Hollywood.
Janice Gretzky at a Lakers game, and they fell in love.
Nice. He married someone with the same name.
Yeah, I'm confused what's going on. But
No,
it's
he
okay.
met someone, Janice, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I
and
forget
she's
what her
become
maiden
Janice
name was.
Gretzky.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
I thought he married his sister.
No, they don't play that in Canada.
You never know. Of course, he went on to have a happy marriage, a great bit part in the best movie of all time, D2, The Mighty Ducks.
It's not the best movie of all time, but I was correct. I haven't read this email, but I remembered that he's in that movie. Oh. Gives a little pep talk.
I do remember that.
little
yeah.
third act pep talk.
Wow, thank
Congratulations. And more underwhelmingly, more product endorsements that you could shake a shtick at.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, there's no hints to the veracity or this folk tale,
I believe that's veracity of this folktale.
but it says or.
Yeah, a little bit of a spelling error on the
That's-
part of the
I
writer.
think that's Canadian for of. It's naturally popular around Timmins, but I've only seen it referenced in a few online articles. On one hand, it seems far-fetched as hell. On the other hand, who could make that up? Father Costello died in 2002
R.I.P.D.
of a concussion sustained while playing hockey.
Get the fuck out
That
of
is-
town.
That is a great Canadian death.
Are they not doing helmets? Maybe Father Costello was doing it the old style, you think? Like,
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, this old style priest, dude, he's fucking fighting and
Come on.
smoking and drinking.
Better to burn out than to fade away, man.
and he did make it to Hollywood. He appeared in the 2016 Will Smith movie.
No.
Tell the truth.
Uh-huh.
Well, he
Eep.
saw 9/11. I know that much. And
Got that out of the way.
And for some reason, there's a good chance this story is pure Canadian malarkey. I can't help but feel compelled to put it out there that my former priest is indirectly is I guess indirectly responsible for Wayne Gretzky dashing his acting dreams and meeting his beautiful wife.
Not too shabby.
Any popular folk tales about celebrities you guys believe with blind loyalty despite not having any real reasons to? All the best in 2019. Thank you for making my commutes to work fun and light. Go Leafs go. Bree from Toronto. Well, thank you, Bree.
Here's a story that I believe without ever having met the person.
Okay.
That Keanu Reeves is the nicest guy in Hollywood.
I buy that.
Without
Yeah.
question, I buy that.
How about Richard Gere stuffing that thing up his ass?
I wholeheartedly disbelieve that.
Yeah, I don't think
just
that's true.
feel like
that's too fantastical.
Because also, like, how the fuck would anybody find out about that?
Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Him. Am I right?
Wow, stupid.
No, I'm trying to dig. Trying to find through my brain any.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Celebrity tale. You know what? There's that folk tale about a Johnny Appleseed that walked across these lands dropping apple seeds.
Oh shit, dude! Did he make it to Hollywood too?
There should be a movie about him, right?
I'm sure there has to be a movie
I
about
would
Johnny
think so.
Appleseed.
Oh, you know,
Maybe Wayne
I
Gretzky
do believe.
could
I think it's actually true though that Jeremy Piven tipped on $1,000 restaurant bill a season DVD of Entourage.
I believe that.
I
100%.
believe that in a heartbeat.
Do you believe that he got sick off of eating too much sushi?
I do not believe.
No,
that.
that's horseshit. He wanted to get out of that play that he was doing on Broadway, and he was like, me, too much sushi. I got sick. Well, believe me, I've been to enough all-you-can-eat sushi restaurants to know that's not possible.
I mean, it probably is, but yeah.
Listen, I've given it the old college try, dude. By the way, I'll just say in from the chat room ticker, kind of a funny thing here. Bryn Robinson says, true story, my grandfather was a minister and routinely got tossed out of hockey games for fighting. Wow. I love that. That's fucking great. A good old school shit kicking priest who's not molesting anybody. Grade A in my book.
Guess they're not reading that Bible much, huh?
Yeah, they're not all De Niro and sleepers.
My brother.
Oh God!
My brother went to high school, Catholic high school, obviously. Where the priest from The Exorcist taught, the dude who plays the piano, that's like kind of buds with
really?
With Karis. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. That's end of story.
And you know what? I believe that wholeheartedly.
Priest chat.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Priest Chat.
Oh, that go on the podcast. Father, Pa.
Oh, right. Yeah.
All right, we got one more letter here.
All right, we got one more, which is good because we just hit our 30-minute mark here with all our gabbing.
Oh, yeah. We promised we'd cut this off at 30 minutes. Shut the straight. Shut
No, I'm not going to cut it off, dude. We've come this far.
Well, how are we going to pay for the extra bandwidth?
we'll
That's
figure
true.
it
You
out.
might want to donate to Patreon.
That's right. That is right.
Just put that out there.
All right, so here we
I thought
go.
that's what you were writing on the back.
I should have.
I mean, that's what help means, doesn't it?
Please.
All right, here we go. Robert Patrick and the B-Man.
Ooh.
The Jerry Seinfeld.
Hey, you were T1000. All right. Hey, guys, I've been wanting to write in with this story for a while, and your T2 episode made it seem like the perfect time. By the way, every time is the perfect time
Yeah,
Absolutely.
to write in an email. weallhatemovies@gmail.com.
send in your silly stories.
That is
Do
right.
it. Your gross ones too.
Now you'll be on the air live.
That's right.
Yeah.
Depending on how this goes, maybe this will be a huge
Yeah, it
disaster.
might have, yeah.
Cancels the show entirely. Who knows?
Well, we don't-
All right, here we go. The year was 2010, and I was a substitute lead guitarist filling in for a friend of mine who had to miss a few months of gigs.
Okay.
Substitute lead guitarist is just a funny combination of words.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
was it like for Journey or was it like for Ed's Axles or
Right.
something?
It-
you know
it-
what I mean? Like,
it would. It's for the best Journey cover band, the one that
Guys.
actually does tour.
The motherfucker that sings in Journey now was essentially a
Yeah.
Journey cover band. That's a great documentary.
guys,
It's about 15 minutes too long, though.
guys, Teddy's sick. We can't do the gig at McGlinnis's this weekend. What if we had a substitute lead guitarist?
Oh. Guys, the gig's back on. Randy's coming in.
Exactly. Now we could all get $60 to split.
All right, let's see. One night after a show, the guys and I were talking over drinks, getting to know each other, and the subject of celebrity encounters came up. Mine were all from catering, serving Morgan Freeman dinner, handing popcorn to Brangelina, etc.
Oh, they formed into one person then. There was that era.
This is, get ready for this sentence, especially with yesterday's or the other day's video release. The keyboardist had a story about Kevin Spacey throwing a full-on jump on the couch, repeatedly screaming, no, 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 style tantrum because nobody would do drugs with him back at his hotel.
Wow.
You know what? That's a folktale I believe.
Yeah,
that
one-
That's a
yeah.
celebrity
Yeah.
folktale that I do believe.
Let me
That
be
one seems
frank,
right.
I believe that.
Oh my God. That
Don't-
it's just
oh.
you know, I think that's why we're doing this. I've always been concerned about video content.
Yeah.
But now that we know it'll never be as bad as the Let Me Be Frank video, we're allowed to ascend.
oh,
Thank you, Kevin Spacey.
that was your angle. I was inspired by it.
Oh,
I
really?
was like, this is amazing video.
I haven't slept a wink since. It
is
is the most
haunting.
haunting thing that's ever.
It is haunting.
I still haven't watched it yet, just due to all the feedback.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, don't.
Oh, by the way,
autoplay after this anyway.
I mean, it's very possible in the next 6. We're still less than a week out. Everyone could turn into ring people in like 4 days. Like literally, my
Ring
jaw could
people?
hang out.
I
I
would
thought you meant like wrestlers.
no, like literally.
Oh yeah! I watched the Kevin Spacey video. Now I talk like this all the time.
Hey, brother, I'm a ring person.
I would for real be more comfortable with kids watching Two Girls, One Cup than watching Let Me Be Frank or whatever the fuck that
I
thing was
saw
called.
that video.
I did see that video.
I almost threw up in my own bedroom.
Hey, Eric, go to flash that sign one more time. Thank you.
All right. And this email didn't even get going yet.
Sorry.
But the singer Bobby had the best. He let us all share ours like some weird elbow rubbing, name dropping AAA meetings. What? Before saying, I got you all beat. He proceeded to share with us a tale of unbelievable circumstance and hilarity involving the T-1000 himself, Mr. Robert Patrick. Bobby rented a shithole house in LA, a shitty rental in LA, no way, says the parenthetical, and worked at Starbucks. One summer, they noticed the AC wasn't working and called the landlord in. They went into the attic and discovered it full of bees.
Oh, no.
I'm talking full of bees. Thousands upon thousands of bees with multiple hives. My lord!
Yeah.
Candyman's living up there.
Farewell to the flesh, my friend.
Tony Todd just opens the bathroom door. Do you need something?
He's like, could you fix the air conditioner, please? It's pretty hot for me and my bees.
Important detail here, they write. Don't remember how they weren't swarming into the house. Sorry. Thank you. I was thinking that. Anyway, they obviously got put up in a hotel where the problem was dealt with. During the relocation, Bobby was working on and Mr. Patrick came in and asked why Bobby seemed so angry today.
Hey, Bobby, why you so down today?
Bobby, have you seen this boy? He proceeded to tell him the story about the bees and the hives and how there was all this honey everywhere, and Robert flipped out. This is all capital letters. Holy shit, can you believe this? This guy has an attic full of bees. 10,000 fucking bees. For months, this went on. Bobby working the machine, making drinks, when he would hear that distinctive, loud Southern voice, hey, bee man, is that the bee man? Hey, everybody, this guy had 12,000 bees and over 250 pounds of honey in his attic.
I like the idea that the number of bees would definitely add every visit.
Yeah. Well, they're breeding. During
No,
the
that makes
song.
sense, too. That makes sense.
Each time the numbers grew like a Bill Brasky story, but always included the greeting, hey, bee man. Eventually, Bobby changed jobs and became a teller at a bank.
Why would you let that go? I would keep that going.
Seriously.
I would be B-man forever.
Yeah.
It's a step up for sure, and he was living a nice, calm, bee-less, Robert Patrick-less life for a while. Until one day he was at the counter helping a customer when he heard it across the bank lobby. Again, all capital letters. Holy shit, is that B-Man? Hey, B-Man. Hey, everybody. This guy had 400,000 bees and over 500 pounds of honey in his attic.
I believe this story, too.
I do,
yeah. This story is just too good. I love it.
Now I can't watch T2 or anything else with him in it and not hear, hey, B-Man, in my head, and it fucking cracks me up every time. Love the show. Thank you so much for making my days more fun, and keep up the impressions, please.
Sure.
Nick. Hey, B-Man. Oh, my God. That's awesome.
I do love that thing, though. Because what makes it real for me is like, that's what happens. Like somebody gets one thing in their head about you, and they're like, "Oh, that's the bee guy. That guy always has bees in his head." It's like, no, that happened once.
That is
it. It was a problem, and we dealt with it.
I have a personal thing about this.
Oh, please, you B man?
Not a B-man thing, but I
Okay.
have a thing. We were at a party. I'm not going to name the person. I don't want to name drop, but we were at a party at one point several years ago. Steve and I were at a party,
Uh-huh.
and
you
someone.
just name dropped Steve.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was with the Stephen Sayadak.
Micro celebrity.
And at the party, eventually came in somebody who would eventually be on Saturday Night Live.
Okay, sure.
And so it was at this party, one thing led to another. I don't remember if it was like chugging a beer or
Sure.
what the situation was, but a gag at the party was everybody going, Andrew, and like chanting my name. or
Yeah.
whatever. Cut to like 4 years later. I'm coming out of a screening of X-Men Days of Future Past. I'm
Nice.
walking down 42nd Street. I pass this person.
Uh-huh.
And he sort of just looks, we exchange a thing, and I was just gonna do the nod,
Yeah.
like, I know you, but I don't really know you. Let's
Yeah.
get on with it. And he just went, Andrew, Andrew. And I was like, oh my dear Lord, it's been
God.
fucking years. But
It's
that's not like,
amazing.
it's the total
Yeah.
improv
Yeah.
thing of like, you just remember the thing about
Yes.
somebody to remember their name, more or less. And it was me being like, I guess sort of humiliated at this party. I don't remember what the circumstances were behind
And
chanting my name.
That
Sure.
man was Lorne Michaels.
Andrew, Andrew, Andrew.
Could you pass the cocaine?
Anybody else? Nothing? No?
Nothing that
No,
good. I don't think you can top that or B man.
I mean, I do kind of like. the
Hey,
idea-
B-Man.
I wanted the idea of like Robert Patrick like sitting in a makeup chair, like every time he's like, you know, one time I met this guy. He had like 2 million bees in his attic.
Oh, it's just compounded
Yeah, just
that
every
much
single
over the
time.
years.
I hope that's the last thing he says on this earth. his
Oh, Mildred, get to my bedside.
his granddaughter is sleeping on his chest,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Once I knew a man, the bee man.
Dude, he's about to take his last breath. He's like, is the B-Man here?
Bee man had 500 million bees in his attic."
Thank you for coming to the will reading for Robert for the Patrick estate. The vineyard in Monticello goes to the B man.
No address given.
Yeah, exactly.
It just says in parentheses, he'll know who he is.
Oh, and all the bees. The bees get something here too. They
the bees get more. That guy gets to live in the house with them.
he has to pay the bees rent.
Oh my God. Well, you know what?
Uh-huh.
I think that brings us to the end of
Oh,
the first
no.
ever live
Oh.
stream WHM Mail Bag.
That was a lot of fun.
So this was it from the chat room. I can tell that folks like it. Of course, spread the word, by the way. You will be able to see this on repeat. Just because it's live doesn't mean it won't be on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
It will be there.
You should definitely share the clip, if you like
Share it around.
Yeah.
Spread the word. We're
And,
doing more of this, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of positive responses coming here.
Oh, do the thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
Thumbs up.
Yes.
How many
Yeah,
tips did we get?
YouTube thing.
That's
Steve, listen, Steve, you're not taking your shirt off.
Okay.
There's no tips.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
not
bummer.
yet. Are you jerking me off?
I'm just rating your video well.
You know what? What a great place to end. Until next time, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Chris Cabin.
Eric Siska.
Take it easy, B-Man.